Shock Monkey Radio is entertainment for adults, by adults, and the views and opinions expressed here do not reflect upon the sponsors or FXBG Public Radio. For additional information, please refer to the United States Bill of Rights. Stand warned.
Tune to madness down the rage. The world's a jungle stage by stage. Shock Monkey Radio. Feel the static, let it go. Shock Monkey Radio. Twist it down and lose control.
You know what my mother yelled at me this week? She yelled, Dash cannot have a Patreon because dogs don't have a social security number. It's weird how you get in these kind of arguments sometimes, but man, God bless moms, right? You know, keeping me out of trouble with like a fraud or whatever crime I was trying to commit, you know. So, thanks, Mom. Good looking out. You don't want to come visit your son in prison. Welcome to Shock Monkey Radio. I'm your host, The Madman. I have a Patreon. Go to patreon.com/shockmonkeyradio. Become a patron today. I'd very much appreciate it. Or you can send me money through Cash App. Use the hashtag shockmonkeyradio, all one word. Follow me on social media over yon. So my laptop has died. So I'm going to be using the phone for my notes, which is unprofessional, to say the least. Unprofessional. Hopefully I'll get a new laptop going. Like what's going on with this picture here. Horse is not allowed. I like this park already. You know, Madman Appreciation Month is rapidly approaching us. And I thought, do you think maybe I could take it off? Do you think you'd let me take off Madman Appreciation Month? The whole month. That's exactly, that was my first thought, EK. The whole month. And then I said, well, that's kind of ridiculous. And so maybe my birthday week, the first week of May, Madman Appreciation Month. I'll take that off, maybe. I could negotiate with that. Maybe. But the more I thought about it, the more I think, you know, it's my party. I got to show up to my party, right? And it's even if I took a month off, it's not like I'm going to stop putting out content. You know, it's I can't not, you know. And so, but I do find value in doing this live show. I think it's my favorite part of doing this. I mean, clips are fun and all that, but this really is my favorite part of doing this is a live show. And what irritates me is I put out those reels and so forth. I was just talking with EK about this. I put out those reels and I get more viewers, more subscribers and stuff. They're like, thanks for showing up. Hello, new people. But it just irritates me that people only listen to things of like 5-6 second increments and then they shut it off. It confounds me how many people say, I tried watching your show, but I get 5-10 minutes in it, and it's like, And it's like, I know I'm not that boring. It's just your attention span is terrible. Terrible. Read a book, for God's sakes. Learn how to put your time and effort into something you're putting into your mind. All right? And people are like, how can you talk about this stuff, you know, for an hour straight? And like, I can follow a narrative in my mind. And they're like, oh, you do these recall jokes. It's like this, like that one episode I did, the 2 things on my mind where I'm talking about Billie Eilish, and you know what I'm talking about. And like, and it just kept returning to the joke. It's like, because I'm a writer. And you know how I became a writer is because I read so much. It's like, this is boring. I want to do it. I want to do that. So read a book. Holy cow. Your attention spans are sad. And I mean, plus I don't even think some of you have thoughts like weird thoughts like I had today. I woke up this morning and I had a dream. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just say that this sign up here, horse is not allowed, has something to do with it. But I woke up and I realized I'm never smoking in my dreams. I'm never wanting a cigarette in my dreams. I'm not even drinking in my dreams. It's like my vices never show up in my dreams. I don't know. Do you ever think about that? Anyway, now you probably scrolled on to the next thing, haven't you? Bye. There you go. Bye. Okay. Seriously though, I may have to quit the show altogether. Hold your horses. Let me explain. because apparently I may have to start splitting my time between Tel Aviv and Jupiter, Florida. No, I didn't get hired by Ben Shapiro. Apparently, Israel is looking for a new batting coach. I don't know if you paid attention to the World Baseball Classic, but they're looking for a new batting coach, and apparently it's down to between me and one other guy near Boise, who spends a little bit more time at the batting cages than I do. And when it comes to the helping Israel becoming better hitters, it just seems like a weird task to me. And it's like, what do I do? Do I go hit the batting cages with them? And I'm just like, look what you guys are doing in Iran. You telling me you can't hit a baseball? You guys could hit a guy from 80 miles up with a missile. Look at these guys. Look like a cool bunch of guys. And so you tell me you can't hit a baseball? You're hitting Ayatollahs. Maybe that'll shame them into hitting better. So, and I just want to say, is like the whole world saw Israel's performance in the World Baseball Classic, which I think is incredibly fun. I like the idea of all these guys playing baseball. Baseball season's coming. I'm real excited about baseball. And we all saw what you did, Israel. We saw what your performance was at the WBC. And so I just want to say, objectively, there's nothing anti-Semitic about what I'm saying, but you suck at baseball. You really do. So, and that's my point. Is I go to the batting cages with you guys, what am I going to say? It's like, yeah, Ayatollahs from the air, and you can't hit a curveball. And then it's what is that scene in Major League? It's like, you telling me Moses can't hit a curveball? I don't know. It was like one of those things where that would be fun to go at, like for example, Israel is so terrible at baseball that they come to me to teach them how to hit better. And I could be effective. Plus, I mean, I just get to hang with guys again, hitting baseballs and stuff. You want to hit the batting cages later? Man, baseball season gets me excited. And so I was just thinking, what would I teach them? It's like just sitting there in the batting cages. No, it's all in the hips, Herschel. It's all in the hips. And you, Avi, they told me you had bricks for hands. I didn't believe them. I know I'm making jokes. I mean, there's obviously Israeli Jews don't talk like New York Jews. Like I said, there's nothing anti-Semitic about this. I just, you want to go hit some baseballs? Because every single baseball team I was on sucked too. And I still loved the game. I still had fun playing. Even when I was losing, I was like, this is still fun. Being subbed out in the right field for the minimum of 4 innings. Batting average at .000. I hit a lot better in the cages. All right, should we talk about the saga of Afroman's comeback? I know I'm late to this party because this has been like going on for over the last week and so forth. And I'm going to be late to the unarmed cornhole player story. I'll make it to that next week because I have a lot to say about this one too. What I like about Afroman is his biggest hit is obviously Because I Got High. And I really do like that song. And the reason why I like that song is because it's honest about marijuana use. I was going to take control of my life, but then I got high. I was going to get an education, but then I got high. I was going to meet a girl and make her my wife, but then I got high. And I think that's realistic when you talk about people who like, especially heavy marijuana usage. It's like, especially when you're young, it's like that's the time when you need to like take control of your life. When you're like my age, your 40s, 50s, you can smoke weed all you want, but you already put all the data in. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what I liked about the song is that it's realistic about the marijuana use. However, I do not think he is a good person. I wouldn't like him personally. I find the way he dresses to be gaudy. And even though I do love this particular outfit that he wore, it's gaudy. And somebody said to me, "Is that the same as Daniel Day-Lewis with a flag draped over him?" It's like, no, it's actually different. You could wear it's like if you had a American flag, like the Marines raising the flag on Iwo Jima on your shirt, like as a print. That's fine. And so this is considered a print. It's the actual flag. If you can't, like, for example, like in Rocky or something like that, you finish the fight and they drape the flag over you. You can't do that. Okay, it's illegal. It should be illegal. Anyway, but my point is that he's gaudy, he's garish, and welcome to America. Have you not been around this country at all to meet somebody like Afroman? All right. And I like, one thing that irritated me about him, like hardcore, is he kept referring to himself as a rapper. It's like, dude, you are so much more than a rapper. Rappers take other people's beats and talk over them. Rappers are people who take other people's beats. Rappers are people who don't read and then write poetry, freestyle, over somebody else's beat. You, sir, are a musician. You're, even Because I Got High follows the rules of music. And even your more modern stuff, it follows the rules of music. I don't think you're a very good singer, but that's okay. I'm not a very good singer either. But you are a better musician than me, and so call yourself a musician, because you are. You a douchey musician? Yeah, I've met a lot of musicians. A lot of them are douchey. All right? And then you have this whole incident with him and the cops in his county, who, I don't know, seems like the cops are probably corrupt there. They had warrants for was it sale of drugs and kidnapping? So they used a warrant to get in their house, ended up not charging him with anything. Apparently had like $4,000 in his safe. It was like, even if, I don't know if you know drug dealers, they have like, 10 times that much in cash. So a lot of fishy stuff going in this story. So maybe, I don't know, say like the cops took a bunch of the cash, and then he said, all right, fine, I'm okay with you taking the cash, but fix my gate, fix my door. You got money now. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. And then he's like, all right, screw you guys. And so I made a bunch of songs just to dick with you. And that is hilarious. That is First Amendment. And that is probably Afroman's masterstroke. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's evolved as a musician. All right? Such as it is. And so I think it's a very American story. And if I were dealing with corrupt cops, alleged corrupt cops, I would mess with you in that way. And I like people, he says on the stand, what do you say? He's like, it's like, I'm a writer. I write about my life. And it's like, yes, so do I. How much of this is me telling you about times I got in trouble with the law? Remember when I threw that cigarette butt out the window? All the consternation it caused? Absolutely. Writers write about their life. And, if you're not putting pointing specific fingers, I don't see any problem with it. So I don't, like most of us, we don't know every single detail of this story. And so at the end of the day, I think that Afroman, number one, is a lot smarter than everyone thought. Number two, he is hilarious in the way he handled this. And corrupt cops, I think that should be exposed. I really do. I think that should be exposed. So I'm on Afroman's side. I think he's a douche. But welcome to America. There's lots of us here. All right, let's do the coin of the week. All right, the clock over there is the same. Okay. Got to keep track. What are you goofing around with? Okay. Yep, so it's the coin of the week is the Hong Kong $2 from 1993. Specifically with a scalloped edge version. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this is a 50% lucky coin. I got, two $10 tickets on Friday, and I went and scratched them, and I got $20 back. So that's 50%. Then I went and put that, if I don't make more than I put in, it's like a push. I put it back in the middle, And so I went and got 2 more tickets, lost on those, so that's a 50% lucky coin. I will say this, if you use one of these coins to scratch lottery tickets, be very, very careful. The scalloped edge can really tear into the card, and you're like, oh, was that a winning number? I don't know. My numbers are all scratched too hard because I hit the scalloped edge. So I really don't understand why they did this. It's very unique in some respects, but I don't know why they did that. I will say this, if you ever try to balance a coin on its edge, This coin is real easy to do that with because of the scalloping. Real easy to do that with. I've done it with almost every coin. Almost every coin been balanced on the edge. Yep, so on the head side, it features a Bahamian swallow from the Bahamas, I guess. In parentheses, it says a type of bird. Key features, swallow. In flight with Chinese characters, Hong Kong at the top and Hong Kong in English at the bottom. Yep. On the tail side, large number 2, 1993, $2 in English. 2 is the Chinese character. Which is it? The one on the... Oh, God, that's impossible. All right. Yeah. So it's a 11-sided scalloped edge. Differentiated, so you can differentiate it from other coins just by touch while it's in your pocket and so forth. Nickel and brass gives that silvery yellowish tone. 28 millimeters across. This coin is from 93 is the first year of this design. Looks similar, little Bahamian swallows, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so this is back when the West was in control of Hong Kong. Back in 1993, it was probably really nice to go and visit Hong Kong. Meet yourself a nice Tia Carrere or something. Bring her back to the big PX, as they say. But Hong Kong's a very different place today, isn't it? And I just... that's why I like collecting like these coins, because they tell of a different era. Like I told you about when I first started collecting the coins, is the pesetas. I had the pesetas. I wish I'd kept some of them because the pesetas are gone. You know, it's like for real. If you have an Iranian real, please send it to me. I want one so bad. After this war started, I want an Iranian real, like ASAP. You can't tell me they're expensive. But now Hong Kong's an entirely different place. And I remember I was looking at this coin when I first picked it up to use it for this week's coin of the week, and I looked at it, and the first thing I thought was that I wonder what happened to that guy who was on that viral video a while back when Hong Kong was reverting back to Chinese control. He was up there holding a sign and said, "Donald Trump, don't trust China. China's asshole." I wonder what happened to that guy. Anyway, like I always say, it's not where the coin has been, it's where the coin takes me. All right, let's do a movie review. We're moving right along, aren't we? So I watched Robocop, the bad one. And yeah, it is bad, but I don't know. I really hated it the first time. And I kind of looked at it through a more objective lens this time. I also tried a new way of reviewing it. See if you could, like, for you math nerds, maybe you'll enjoy this more, and you could track my numbers, check my math, make sure I got it right. But unfortunately, because my laptop died, this is going to be more difficult on the phone. So, RoboCop 2014 movie review, -3 stars for the political Samuel L. Jackson. 100% completely unnecessary. I didn't like that. Every single segment with Samuel L. Jackson, I was like, I love you, Sam, but why are you here? And I think that's the whole reason, is because of Samuel L. Jackson. They wanted to shove him in this movie. And it was completely unnecessary. Made me mad. So, and -2 stars for Michael Keaton wanting to relive his Batman days or something like that. Playing the CEO is like, can we make it black? Can we put a bat symbol on his chest? Can we do little pointy ears? And then he's doing all the weird Michael Keaton gesticulating that he's known for since, like, Mr. Mom. Slamming a fire poker. You want to get nuts? It's like, what's going on with you, Bruce Wayne? Anyway, yeah, -3 for Sam Jackson, -2 for Michael Keaton, -1 star for the drone technology already existing before the cybernetics. What I liked about, and I think it's also the whole, like, top-down thing. Like, we're going to make law enforcement all over the country instead of some sort of local corporation in Detroit invents a cybernetic organism, and then that leads to drone technology. But no, you got all the droids hanging around, and then you're like, oh, we're going to put a human in it. So I don't like that. I didn't like that. I think I mean, I think cybernetics wouldn't necessarily come first. I think robotics obviously is coming first, but cybernetics would be close behind. And anyway, I don't know. I just, for some reason, I didn't like it because the original didn't have that. So anyway, another -2 stars for Game Master Grievance. All right, they tell him it's like you can handle every kind of caliber round up to 50 cal. And then by the middle of the movie, everyone knows this. And so everyone's getting 50 cal weapons. And he's taking hit after hit after hit after hit. And it's like, man, all these bad guys must be rolling terribly. So it's a Game Master Grievance. It's like at some point, something should have like broke through and took out a lung and he's done. Anyway. +1 star for Gary Oldman, who is always good in every role he does. And he kind of made me feel better about Samuel L. Jackson. It's like, why'd you, or maybe reinforce my point about Samuel L. Jackson. You know, why'd you need him? You had fucking Gary Oldman. +1 star for taking nearly half the movie to get into good action scenes. Even though you did explain how emotion is involved in human creativity, aka the soul. And I like that scene in the beginning, even though, you know, you're holding off on the droid death matches, you know, you do show that, like, human emotion is involved in, like, the creative process. They're showing the scene of the guy trying to play guitar with his bionic hands. And he starts, you know, people in the room start reacting to him playing, and so he starts feeling, and that somehow screws up his brain chemistry, and the bionics stop working correctly. I don't know, why don't you hook him up to nerves and not his, I don't know, chemicals in his brain? Anyway, that being said, I don't understand. I'm not a neurologist. I don't know how it works. Or what do they call it, like a cybernetic neurologist or whatever. Anyway. So, and I think that shows a flaw in the whole idea of cybernetics in general. And there was a whole issue with him, with Robocop, is like all the emotion is, his emotion makes him slower than the droids. So he's not as effective because he's a human being. And it brings up the whole conversation of cybernetics or even drones involved in law enforcement. So, hey, I like that +1. I mean, it took nearly half the movie to get to action, but you did kind of bring up some interesting conversations that could have been had in the theater or in the parking lot after the movie by the fans. But no, you wanted to start it in the movie. Okay, fine. -1 star for character design. The old Robocop character design, it looked like a tank impregnated a chick holding a scorpion. You know, like the little submachine gun. It's illegal in a lot of places of the world. It's a Czechoslovakian machine pistol. Anyway. And I kind of I prefer the old design. I know it was different for Peter Weller because, I mean, it was a physical costume he had to wear and everything like that. God bless his heart, you know. And I don't know, it just looked more badass. But when they did this Robocop, everything, you know, just like everything, it's all, even the guy with the bionic hands playing guitar, it's just, he's got green screen gloves on. You know, and this guy's just walking around with a green suit on with golf balls all over his body. I don't know, that practical effects need to make a comeback, I think. But this was 2014, so. +1 for the conversation, okay, about AI and emotion. And law enforcement, okay, I mentioned that earlier. And so it's 8 of 13 stars. You can check my math. We could go over it right now. -3 for Political Sam Jackson, -2 for Michael Keaton, -1 for Drone Technology Already Existing, -2 stars for Game Master Grievance, +1 star for Gary Oldman, +1 star for taking nearly half the movie to talk about Souls, -1 star for character design, +1 star for a conversation involving AI, emotion, and law enforcement. 8 of 13 stars. Lewis was the final star. He's +1. So I think that brings the math to 8. Lewis was the original in the original movie was like a female partner, and I didn't have a problem with it originally, but then it got to that weird scene where she's kind of flirting with the Robocop, and it's like, where do you think this is going to go? And so that kind of made it a little awkward. But in this movie, Lewis was his partner, you know, a dude, somebody I felt like a little bit better trusting with secrets and so forth, and Lewis is seeing his friend. He's seeing the changes that are happening, and I'm trying not to give away everything. And I really liked him as a character. I thought it was better to make him a male. Absolutely. Because, weird sexual tension between a girl and a robot. Oof. Bionic, I know. And what was that dude that played Rorschach? He was in there. He was pretty good as well. I forget his name. Kept calling him Tin Man. I wonder if they had to pay it. I think it is an MGM movie, so they probably didn't have to pay for the rights. Anyway, Robocop, 8 of 13 stars. Let's get to the news worth knowing. This might be difficult. All right, so pop-up ads and shit. All right, so let's talk about the war, Iran's remaining weapon, how Tehran could still disrupt the Strait of Hormuz. Iran still has a range of weapons capable of threatening one of the world's most critical choke points, even after U.S.-Israeli strikes targeting its military and capabilities. From naval mines and anti-ship missiles to drones and fast attack boats, Iran retains enough asymmetric capability to disrupt traffic through the Strait of Hormuz without fully shutting it down. Roughly a fifth of the world's oil supply moves through the strait. Analysts say Iran does not need to block it outright to have a global impact. Even a limited mix of those capabilities, mines and key shipping lanes, a handful of anti-ship missiles, and harassment from fast boats can raise enough of a risk, slow traffic, and drive up energy prices across the globe. Shipping through the strait has already slowed in recent weeks, pushing oil prices higher worldwide, forcing most vessels to avoid the route, with knock-on effects of fuel costs and global supply chains. The mounting risk of global oil flows comes as President Donald Trump escalates pressure on Iran to reopen the strait on Friday, issuing a 48-hour ultimatum threatening strikes on Iranian energy infrastructure if shipping was not restored. So that's the gist. Yeah, this is a classic and long-standing choke point, and they've always used oil as a leverage, always. And the good news is that the U.S. is putting out oil way better than most countries these days. So you kind of don't need this. I mean, like people are always crying about the price of oil, but I mean, in the morning it kind of spikes a little bit, and in the evening it comes back down a little. It usually goes above 100 and then comes back down below 100. And eventually, they can't do this forever. And some people are like, it's like, how can they hold up traffic in the Strait of Hormuz? Well, it's a very narrow passage, and leads into the Persian Gulf, I think, or is it Gulf of Aden? I don't know. But it's like when you talk about ocean, especially at night, you can like a fast boat, you wouldn't see that coming until it's right up on you. It's kind of similar to the USS Cole attack. How do they not notice that? Well, if they come up I know it was during the day when they did this, but like at night, visibility is just a nightmare. Plus, you got to understand, even though it's a small little bottleneck, it's actually, very, very big. I didn't realize how big the world was until I was in the Navy, and I just walked around the ship, and it was like, holy cow, I hope I never have to swim. I hope the ship doesn't sink, because I'm done for. Because everywhere I look, it's just nothing but ocean. Ugh. And so, I mean, but in the ocean, it's like you got to worry about the mines. They can place the mines which hang up under the water and, strike boats and so forth. So you need minesweepers. You need escorts, escorting oil tankers because they'll ride up in fast boats or drones will come up. And so, I mean, it's like a last desperate gasp of Iran. It's all they can really do. And I think Trump has some real big, he's got a 44 Magnum in his back, behind his back, and he's talking to these guys. He's like, "You're gonna free up the Strait of Hormuz, ain't you? Or else I'm gonna show you my 44 Magnum." Or was it in Johnny Dangerously? It's 88 Magnum. It shoots through schools. Weird boast. All right, let's go on to this next story. Wow, this I think the. Not having my laptop is throwing off my pace. Yep. So Meta ordered to pay $375 million after jury finds platform-enabled child predators in the landmark New Mexico case. New Mexico jury on Tuesday ordered Meta to pay $375 million after finding the company violated state law by misleading users about the safety of its platforms and allegedly enabling child sexual exploitation. Jurors found that the Facebook and Instagram parent company violated New Mexico's consumer protection law following a lawsuit brought by Attorney General Raul Torres, who accused Meta of failing to protect children from predators. The jury's verdict is a historic victory for every child and family who has paid the price for Meta's choice to put profit over kids' safety, Raul Torres said. Meta executives knew their products harmed children, disregarded warnings from their own employees, and lied to the public about what they knew. Today, the jury joined families, educators, and child safety experts in saying enough is enough. A verdict marks a major legal win for the state and is believed to be the first time the state has prevailed at trial against a major tech company over claims that harm children through its platforms, according to the New Mexico State Justice Department. And I guess Meta's down 11.14. The lawsuit filed in 2023 by the state alleged Meta created a breeding ground for child predators and misled users about safety protections on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. The $375 million penalty is significantly lower than roughly $2.1 billion New Mexico's officials had sought, though the jury awarded a maximum amount under state law per $5,000 per violation. Meta said it disagrees with the verdict and plans to appeal, of course. We respectfully disagree with the verdict, and we will appeal. Is there an echo in here? Meta spokesperson told Fox News Business. We work hard to keep people safe on our platforms and are clear about the challenges identifying and removing bad actors and harmful content. We will continue to defend ourselves vigorously, and we remain confident in our record of protecting teens online. The case is separate from high-profile Los Angeles trial over claims social media platforms contribute to youth addiction. Okay. You know why they don't go after, like, the actual predators? It's like you're going after Mark Zuckerberg. You're going after Meta. Shouldn't you be more mad at the predators? I mean, like, okay, Meta's got money. Maybe the predators don't. I mean, I'm not defending child predators or anything like that, but what I'm saying is that, like, shouldn't we be focused more on that? Yeah, Meta should be more careful with, like, what children are capable of accessing on the internet. However, I think it does come down to responsibility of the parents. You really shouldn't let them have a smartphone until they're 18 or so. I'm serious. I'm at that point where I'm like, no smartphone until you're 18. The internet is just, I mean, even I remember when the internet first came out, it was a creepy place. And it's not gotten any better. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse in terms of all the various aspects of creepiness. You know, breaking new ground on creepiness every single day. The internet. All right. Let's talk about ICE and the airports. So, mask-free ICE agents began patrolling U.S. airports. Trump floats the National Guard. Trump wants no masks when ICE officers are helping out our country out of the Democrat-caused mess. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents deployed to U.S. airports to help with TSA security lines beginning Monday. President Donald Trump advised Monday that the agents should not wear masks while on assignment, adding that he could bring in the National Guard to assist with any airport chaos if needed. ICE was my idea, Trump told the reporters on the tarmac before boarding Air Force One from West Palm Beach on Monday morning. First person I called was Tom Homan. I said, "What do you think?" He said, "I think it's great." Trump wanted to make sure with Homan that the ICE agents at airports will help alleviate TSA security stress were not masked. I put out a statement and I asked him, would it be possible to take off masks? In a post on Truth Social, Trump said he supports ICE officers wearing masks when dealing with hardened criminals, but he says he wants no masks when they are helping the country out of the Democrat-caused mess. Plus, you know, I want them to be able to breathe. I think this is quite a brilliant idea because for some reason ICE has like a bad rep among the American people, and TSA is just everyone's just overly charitable about them. So maybe if ICE comes in and like starts doing things more efficiently than TSA does, and people will say, why have we been putting up with these TSA assholes for so long? All right, I'm not saying that ICE should be in that position. ICE should be out there arresting illegal immigrants. However, you could argue it's like you could catch plenty of illegal immigrants at the airport. Absolutely. But I don't think I should be there. I don't think the National Guard should be there. I think the TSA should have been doing its job the whole time. Instead, it's like you got a bunch of these scammers, that are just, oh, I'm sick, I can't come in. Because they know that once they get paid, they're going to get back pay even though they didn't come into work. And that's a scam of our tax dollars. So, I don't know, fire them? Fire every single one of them? And do it like other airports, the working airports in this country are doing, and privatize the security and security administration. Go through efficient airports, and God help you if you need to land in Atlanta or take off out of Atlanta. It's a mess. I'm a little concerned about the mask-free aspect. I don't think there's a need to, when you're just pulling security. You don't really need a mask, but you're going to get people coming up in your face. The ICE agents are going to get people coming up in their face saying, you're killers and stuff like that. I'm like, all right. And they could still possibly be doxxed just by association. They could be sitting there saying on camera, I wasn't even in Minneapolis. I was in Florida at the time. Riding boats. But it wouldn't matter. They would hate you just for the association. You know, it's kind of like you watch these body cam videos and they think, like, every single perp thinks that every single cop talks to each other. It's like, I told you. It's like, no, you didn't tell me. It's like, well, I told one of you. So you all should know it. So, I mean, it's the way they think about law enforcement or even the military or even ICE and stuff like that. It's absurd. But I do think, like, showing themselves to the public to be, actually trained professionals, would be good. Plus, you can catch some illegals at the airport. But they should be doing their job. Unfortunately, and it seems like a press tour, to make people feel good about them again. I don't know why they should ever have stopped. No, they shot that poor woman. She was trying to run over an ICE agent. The other guy was like pulling out a gun. Anyway, let's go to the next story. Holy shit, and Vanilla Ice is still alive? Oh, just kidding, Vanilla. Vanilla is my favorite flavor. It's not a gay thing. It's an ice cream thing. Chuck Norris is like ice cream sandwiches, They rule. You ever get those ones with a cookie? The 2 chocolate chip cookies? Nummy. Anyway, so this is sad because Chuck Norris died. And I wonder if he's going to, like, in heaven, he's going to see every reference ever about Chuck Norris on the internet, and he comes across my video, and then he comes back down from heaven just to kick my ass. Whew. Anyway. Chuck Norris's final co-star at Vanilla Ice says the American Badass wasn't just Hollywood fluff. Rapper says Norris crushed it in the upcoming zombie comedy, which is now set to be the action icon's last movie. Vanilla Ice is mourning the loss of his late co-star Chuck Norris, who passed away at the age of 86 on March 19th. The 58-year-old rapper, singer, and actor, who was born Robert Van Winkle, teamed up with Norris for the forthcoming comedy action film Zombie Plane. During a recent interview with Fox News Digital, the Ice Ice Baby hitmaker, what would Queen say, recalls working with Norris on what would become the action icon's final movie. What a legend, he said. You have to, and to have him at 86 years old to be there in the movie with us was full on there, man. Like, just would still kick our ass. Do you still talk the same way as you did back in the 90s, bro? What a legend. And to have him at 86 years old be in the movie with us and full on there, man. Like, just would still kick our ass. I understood the last part. He's an American badass, Vanilla Ice continued. We all knew that his wasn't just Hollywood fluff. He was real. This guy could really put a foot of whoop ass on you and send you down, man. Some kind of scissor kick or something, and you never see it coming. And it was always in great shape. I mean, the guy was just, if you want to pattern yourself after someone's life, this dude is awesome, man. he added, he is definitely one of the true American heroes out there and one of mine for sure. Vanilla Ice shared how he initially reacted to the news of Chuck Norris's death, noting that it immediately brought a wave of memories. I found out about Chuck's passing today, man, and it was just a sad moment. He said, the guy was a legend, but wow, you know, anytime a legend goes like that, you instantly think back to all the movies. The first one, his most famous one, The Way of the Dragon, with Bruce Lee, and you go all the way through the 80s with Delta Force and, I don't know, Expendables. I guess the last film he did was with Me, which hasn't been released yet, he continued, and that definitely hit me home. That definitely hit me home. So I've already talked to most of the people that were on the production, and our hearts all dropped because he was such a sweetheart and an awesome dude and a legend. All of us were super excited to have him in this film, he added. The Grammy Award nominee recalled, oh my God. You remember that? He almost won a Grammy. Recalled his final conversation with Norris, describing how the former karate champion expressed his excitement about the filming Zombie Plane and how he was especially enthusiastic about the film's action elements. Quote, oh man, we were joking because we made a comedy, you know, it's Zombie Plane, so all the zombie fans out there, there's quite a few of them. Chuck Norris is now a member of the zombie family, and it's amazing, he said with a smile. Vanilla Ice remembered telling Norris about Zombie Plane during a FaceTime call with a jump around sing. He was already filming the movie in Australia. I was explaining it to him, and he showed him some clips, and we showed him some clips, and he was like, oh, heck yeah, that is awesome, Vanilla Ice recalled, because there's a lot of whoop-ass in there, and he loves that stuff. I mean, why wouldn't he? The action is his thing, and this was a perfect action movie for him to be in, and there's just a huge honor to all of us, man. Even the production and everybody, man, just not just me, but, you know, to have somebody like that, just a legend in there, it's just poof. It's just poof, man. Jeez, he still does talk like that. You know, it's got to be an honor just to work with Chuck, have worked with Chuck Norris at all, because I don't know. The reason why the Chuck Norris jokes have always been so ubiquitous is because he's like the symbol. That's like the literal symbol of masculinity. You know, Chuck Norris shaves his beard. It's just another fist under there. You know, it's virility. It's power. It's kick-ass stuff. And Vanilla did mention some movies, but I was looking back through my videos, and I remember I did a movie review of The Cutter, which is a Chuck Norris movie. It's a really good Chuck Norris movie. But I mean, we all of us like good action movies, like dudes fighting on camera. And Chuck Norris is a legend of, you know, one of the many legends. And he's unique in the fact that, you know, all the Chuck Norris memes and jokes and so forth. And I want you to know that Chuck Norris may be dead, but the memes are not going to stop. Okay? That's what's interesting about Chuck Norris. Is like there's still going to be Chuck Norris memes made today. Okay? And lucky Robert Van Winkle there got to work with him, work with a legend. Anyway, let's get into two happier stories, and we'll leave early. Democrat congressional candidate Bobby Pulido depicts lewd behavior in controversial music video for his song. The Democrats have lost their minds. Latin Grammy-winning singer Bobby Pulido, now the Democratic nominee in Texas's 15th congressional district, appeared in a controversial music video depicting lewd behavior. In a 2010 music video for his song Dias de Ayer, Pulido portrayed his character wrapped in a red blanket engaging in indecent acts and appearing to expose himself to a woman seated next to him on a plane. According to the New York Post, Pulido faced questions from the Mexican press about his sexuality following the release of the video. Quote, people are opening up more. I can even tell you that when I started my career, I saw the whole situation of gays, parenthetically, very differently, parenthetically. At first, they said I was gay. There are rumors that I was like that, Pulido said in a 2010 interview with outlet El Norte, translated from Spanish. That means the North. I know some Spanish. So that wasn't a denial. Okay, so Pulido responded to comments about sexuality in several posts, including a 2019 post on his personal X account. Igualmente, amigo, no homo. In a 2015 post, Pulido taunted pharmaceutical executive Martin Shkreli, who later served a 7-year prison sentence, writing, "Don't drop the soap, asshole." Nice, very nice. After announcing his campaign last fall, Pulido faced scrutiny over resurfaced posts linking to explicit websites on his personal X account, as well as a post that appeared to show him urinating on President Donald Trump's Hollywood Walk of Fame star. They hate that guy so much they have lost their minds. The Democratic nominee also drew backlash over the past vulgar attacks against Trump, including posting the Spanish translation of "F your mother." I'd like to give the biggest fuck you, you piece of shit asshole, dickhead, son of a bitch, Pulido wrote in another post. What a pleasant person. He also drew attention after previously describing himself as a winter Texan for spending much of the year in Mexico. Why is he running? Pulido is vying for the seat currently held by Representative Monica de la Cruz in Texas, Republican for Texas, a 2-term incumbent. They reached out for comment, but no. Yeah, the Democrats have lost their minds. Plus, he spends most of his time, like summers, in Mexico. You really an American? Anyway, they've lost their damn minds. I'm just now getting a alert that the show started. All right, one last story and we're done. Live possum discovered hiding among plush toys in an Australian airport gift shop. Staff at Hobart Airport in Tasmania safely removed the possum, which had curled up in a cubby with plush kangaroos and Tasmanian devils. Yeah, speaking of which, it could have been one of those. You were lucky it was just a possum. Someone was playing possum or stuffed animal. What the hell? Bree Stimson. That name is familiar. At a quick editor's note, okay? I'm starting to get the feeling that you intentionally write poorly to prove you're not AI. All right? And so I think that's why I'll do the cough. I'm okay with me coughing, touching my face, sniffles. So I'm not AI. I'm not AI. Am I? We're living in a simulation, Neo. Morpheus. Anyway. Among plush kangaroos, dingoes, and Tasmanian devils, ready to be bought by parents of antsy children, a live bush-tailed possum waited in a gift shop at an Australian airport this week. Sorry, Australians. Tasmanians. Wild animals first noticed by a shopper in the store on Wednesday, retail manager Liam Bloomfield, Hobart Airport in the state of Tasmania, said, "Oh, so cute. Ow!" Passenger reported it to one of staff members on the shift, who couldn't quite believe what she was hearing. Bloomfield told the Associated Press. She then called the airport management and said, "We have a possum in the store." Staff of the airport were able to remove the animal without harming it. Good for them. Quote, "I'm imagining it saw some of the plush animals that were there on the shelf and decided to make its home with those." Bloomfield joked about why the possum was hiding with the stuffed toys. It wanted to blend in. Did someone seriously ask him, why do you think the possum was among the stuffed plush toys? It's got to be a dumb journalist. Can you spot the imposter? The airport wrote in a Facebook post on Thursday that showed the possum curled up in the cubby with stuffed counterparts. It's like E.T. hiding in the closet. Quote, this cheeky lost possum found a clever hiding place among the Aussie plushies in our retail store, the airport continued. Luckily, it was safely relocated out of the terminal area and space was cleaned. Was there possum poo? Was there possum poo? Bloomfield said the possum found a way into not only the airport but also their hearts. We'll have a little shrine to the possum, he revealed. That's a little weird. Tasmania sounds weird. There will be a nice little photo. Once it gets a name, we'll put a nice little post in front of the store to make sure it's remembered. You haven't named it by now? Rip Van Winkle. Snoozy McKnightcap. Yes. This is going to be the end of the show. I want to remind you, I have a Patreon. Go to patreon.com/shockmonkeyradio to become a patron today, or you can send me money through Cash App. Use the cash tag shockmonkeyradio, all one word. Or you can follow me on social media up here at DNALETSAW. That's the word Wasteland spelled backwards on Twitter, at SLRobbins13 on Instagram, and Shock Monkey Radio Redux on Facebook. This has been Shock Monkey Radio. I'm the Madman, and I love you.
The Madman loves you all, from the big to the small.